hello, and welcome to Crime in Court. My name is Heather, and this is another episode in my Canton Cover-Up deep dive series where we are talking about the Commonwealth versus Karen Reed and also Aiden Turtle Boy Carney. Today I have kind of a special little episode for you guys. So as you can see from the thumbnail, it is titled Episode 69, The Turtle's Back in Court. So we'll have an update on his latest court hearing and another body found on a Canton lawn. Now this happened a while ago, so it wasn't recent, but I want to tell you a little story about a man named Casey Craig. Craig Casey. Sorry, Craig Casey. I keep doing that, and I'll probably keep doing that. Craig Casey. And he also was found, oddly, with similar injuries to John O'Keefe. And he was found very close to John O'Keefe's home, along with the home of the Alberts, Chris and Julie Albert, and their son Colin, and some other kids. I don't even know how many kids they have. I think they've got a set of twin boys and another boy and then Colin and then I don't know, something like that. They have kids. Um, any of those who could have been driving by, done something to one of to this person, whatever happened. We'll get into that. But up first, let's do a quick little update on Aiden Carney's August 29th, 2024 hearings. So let me shrink myself here. So this is a tweet that Free Karen Reed. If you don't tweet, I never used to. I don't like to post things myself, but I enjoy reading other people's posts. But I get a lot of like up to date breaking news type things when it comes to these cases through Twitter. And I also do have a Twitter page, so I believe it is at Crime and Court. Maybe it's at Crime and Court channel. Not really sure. What is it? Anyways, go find me. And what is my? Ah, no, I lost myself. What's my thingy? What I mean? I'm like a oh, Crime and Court. There we go. Um, I do repost things. I do things that especially I think are newsworthy. So I repost things on there. So you might find more. What happened to my background photo? You might find more what you call it, up to date info on my Twitter page. Anyways, so today let's talk about Turtle Boy's hearing that happened yesterday, Thursday, August 29th. So it was very short. I was going to play it, but I don't even think that we need to because it was very short. So at the very beginning, we hear Tim, well, I don't remember who initiated the conversation, but we find out that Cosgrove, the attorney, the prosecutor, the special prosecutor in Aiden's case, actually has a former relationship with the judge in this case. They used to be judges together on the same whatever. So on the same like board or something. I don't know, whatever it is now. I don't remember. Maybe I should have played. But they had a existing relationship, and Aiden and his attorney discussed it and thought it was better that the judge recuse himself. The judge totally agree or didn't agree. He was just like he did recuse himself. He was like, whatever you guys want to do, I'm cool. It's not going to bother me, but if you guys want to get a new judge on this case that doesn't have a relationship with your prosecutor, that's totally on you. So he was totally cool and was like, see ya, bye. Um, so the judge is now gone in Aiden's case, which sucks because this just pushes his case further and further down the line. Now they have to reschedule a new hearing for a new judge, whoever that the court, the court is going to assign someone to Aiden's case. I really hope this isn't Judge Bev that gets to do the assigning because she is one of the like top cats over there. So, yeah, it's a little scary. But um, we thought that there were going to be some bombs during this hearing, so that was kind of a letdown because he had posted to X the day before saying, might want to watch my hearing tomorrow at 2 p.m. And he posted with it this photo, which is a photo of some kind of screenshot he took. It says January 10th, 2024, meeting at DA's office in Canton with Brian Tully, Ken Mello, Pam Friedman, Nelson regarding my phone. This is Lindsay Gattani, the fake victim it's her perspective speaking. So these are uh, as if it was coming from her perspective. Um, because remember, he's there because of her partially, because she made up a bunch of bogus charges on him. So she says, I give my phone to Brian Tully and Nick Garino for extraction of text between Aiden and I. So Brian Tully is the lieutenant of uh, Sergeant Buchanan, and then also the boss of Michael Proctor in that order. So Brian Tully, Buchanan, Proctor. And Nick Garino, I don't know where he falls in that line, but he's the one that did the extraction in Sandra Birchmore. And he missed a whole 32,000 text messages between him and between Sandra Birchmore, and Matthew Farwell, her alleged KI double Eller. He is, he missed that. He missed Jen McCabe's House Long to Die in Cold, and thinks that it only happened at 6 in the morning instead of 2. So he's got some issues there. So there's that. They explained to me that Aiden will not get any information from my phone with the exception of any exculpatory evidence. But even then, there would need to be a Rule 17 hearing where his lawyer would have to prove that the information is relevant to the case and that a reverse taint team would be assigned to go through my phone and protect my private, irrelevant information. After being assured of this by both Ken Mello and Brian Tully, I sign an agreement and give them my phone. January 25th, meeting at Dedham Superior Court with Brian Tully, Ken Mello, Pam Friedman, and Nelson to go over grand jury instructions, where to meet, when, what time, what will happen. So these are obviously like some report, some police report or something where those were what's the word? Where those were memorialized, and somehow it's in the discovery that Aiden has, and they found something. So he said on his live the night before, also, or Tuesday night this week, he had said that there were going to be some bombs. So we were all expecting some big bombs, but then, wah, 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 the judge recuses himself. And now we got to wait till a new judge is assigned and a new hearing is scheduled for Aiden. So it just prolongs everything. Justice moves very, very, very slowly. Very slowly. Let me see if there's more information. So Judge and Attorney Cosgrove for the CW are buddies. I was trying to see if there was. Oh, recusing himself is something, or recusing herself is something Judge Bev would never do. That's for sure. They asked, and she never. She refused. She refused, flat out refused to recuse herself, which I think is so ridiculous. If any attorney slash client wants a judge to recuse himself for any reason whatsoever, they should automatically be disqualified to be that judge anymore. Because if there's a reason, it who knows? It could just be that that judge doesn't like you. You feel it. You can't prove it, but you feel it. And it's one of those things. Judges, to me, if somebody asks to be recused, if you don't want me, I'm good with that. Goodbye. Like, I'm not going to force myself on people that don't want me, like Judge Pannoni does. Anyways, all right. So here I'm going to read this. We're gonna let's switch topics now. We're going to talk about Craig Casey. So this is another mysterious, odd loss of life that happens in Canton, Massachusetts. Same players, same people, same investigators, same people, same locations. We know these places by heart now. All right, so I'm going to read this article from the Patriot Ledger, written by Cody Shepard and Joe Pelletier. And this was published on December 26th, 2018, and updated the same day. Okay. Just later that day. So this is a Google Maps image on the screen that you see here. This is Pleasant Street, which you might remember the name of in Canton, Pleasant Street, and Meadows Ave, which is the street that John O'Keefe lived on with his niece and nephew, the children that he took in under his guardianship, his niece and nephew, when his sister and brother-in-law passed away within like a couple months. Um, so this is where John lived, not this house, but I, maybe even that one because he's one Meadows. That might even be his. So this is Pleasant. This is Meadows. I'll show you another angle of it. So this is the other angle where the Pleasant would be running along the bottom of your screen, and then Meadows is the street that you see going down with the stop sign and all. So as you can see, Chris Albert lived at 7 Meadows, which is down in that vicinity over there. 1 Meadows would be even closer to where this took place. So, there's another photo that I have. It didn't open. Hold on one second. All right, so this is a map. So this is Pleasant, and we were just looking at Pleasant from like this angle here. This house is what we saw. So I think, yeah. Oh, so then no, Meadows, O'Keefe's residence is on the opposite side. Meadows and Chris and Julie Albert, as you can see. Oh, there, that's much better. Sorry, there's always chaos when there's a delivery, even if it's not our house, because it wasn't. All right, so this is Pleasant, where we were just looking from, and about this corner approximately, Meadows and Pleasant. So as you can see, John O'Keefe's residence is right here, and Chris and Julie Albert's residence would be right here. So that is where we stand. And Casey's body was found in this vicinity. All right. So let's read a little bit about Craig Casey. All right. So this is, remember, 2018, Sandra Birchmore also Canton, and that was 2021. And now we are, John O'Keefe was in 2022. So just to give you some frame of reference where we're standing. There's also another case that I would like to bring to you guys, but I haven't decided how I want to get it to you, how I want to deliver it to you. But there's another local case about a young man named Justin Root, who was shot by multiple officers, and he had a mental health disorder, and he was having kind of not a breakdown, but what's the word I want to say? I don't know. But he was unarmed, and he was gunned down and shot, I think 26, 27 times, something like that. And there's no explanation as to why he would be shot that way and that many times. And it's a lot of the same officers, same players, uh, also. So I'm going to get that to you, but I just haven't decided if it's going to be a separate thing or just like a one-off. Not really sure, but I know that that is also related in so many ways to all these cases because they are so insidious and like intertwined with one another. All these cops, the state cops with the Canton cops and the Stoughton cops, letting the Stoughton cops get away with literally taking the life of someone that they groomed and essayed their whole life, or almost their whole life. Um, the state police helped cover that up for the local police. So which Stoughton and Canton are, neighboring towns, I believe. So it's very important that we talk about all the cases and clear out all the corruption because that's the goal here. All right, so let's talk about Craig Casey. More than an hour after police cleared the scene of a violent car crash in the early morning hours of Christmas Eve, a passerby spotted the body of a man in a nearby yard. He was deceased, police said. The bizarre, tragic scene played out on Pleasant Street, east of Canton Center, early Monday morning. Police officials did not explicitly say that the body went undiscovered during the initial crash investigation, which occurred before sunrise, but indicated that the department wished we located him earlier. They missed a whole gosh darn body on a lawn. They came to the scene, found a car, believed it had been abandoned, and they didn't find a body who was very nearby. This is also the same people that used a snowblower to try to detect evidence at the scene of John O'Keefe's crime and used red Solo cups and a Stop and Shop bag for their evidence collection uh, items. So this is the same town, Canton. All right. Police officials did not explicitly say that the body went undiscovered, but we wish we located him earlier. The Enterprise, the Enterprise, who's the Enterprise? Is the Enterprise another local paper or something? Or is this, oh, the Enterprise News? Did it used to be called the Enterprise? I'm confused. This guy's email address is Enterprise News. It's called the Patriot Ledger. They're probably one and the same, one purchased the other. I don't know. So, anyways, the Enterprise has learned the victim was Craig Casey, a 30-year-old Dedham man. None of the responding officers or anyone else, including several neighbors, the tow truck driver, or the DPW, the Department of Public Works workers, saw him. So neighbors, tow truck drivers, and DPW workers all missed him, as he was wearing dark clothing, lying motionless, and it was pitch black out. Canton Deputy Chief Helena Rafferty told the Enterprise Wednesday. She is now the chief of police for Canton. And yeah, so that would have made Kenny Berkowitz would have been the chief at that time. Apparently, Helena is the spokesperson for this case. She says, although we wish we located him earlier, we do not believe it would have changed the outcome at all. So she's basically washing her hands of it, saying he would have been he would have lost his life anyways, regardless, and there was nothing we could have done to intervene. Had we found him earlier, we couldn't have saved him. Well, the problem is we don't know that because you didn't find him earlier. So did he just appear out of nowhere? Because law enforcement didn't find him either. He was Law enforcement's missing from that sentence where uh, Helena Rafferty is saying, "Oh, sorry, responding officers." Yeah, that was the first one. None of the responding officers found him. Was he put there later after everybody left the scene? Was he there the whole time and nobody knew? Makes you wonder what happened. All right, so they didn't find him. Peggy Krippendorf, a spokeswoman for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office for Michael Morrissey, wouldn't identify Casey on Wednesday, saying it was a single vehicle crash and there were no criminal charges. So basically saying he crashed his own car, flew out, he lost his life that way, and no criminal charges, no foul, no problem, whatever. It's no problem. But don't you want to know how he got there and why his injuries aren't consistent with a car crash or a car or being thrown from a car? Let's read on, shall we? So, Canton police were first called to the scene at 5:15 a.m. Monday for a violent car crash in a residential area near the intersection of Pleasant Street and Meadows Avenue. So we know where we are here. When our officers arrived, they found a vehicle unoccupied that had sustained heavy damage, according to Rafferty. Officers searched the area on foot and in their cruisers for the driver, she said, and thought he may have fled the scene. Canton's Department of Public Works was also called to the scene to clear a tree that had fallen down in the crash. According to the police radio traffic, the scene was cleared at 5:51 a.m. All right, we're all going to be clear from down here, an officer says over his radio. We searched the areas pretty good without finding an operator, another officer tells dispatch. Just over an hour later, at 7:02 a.m., police were called back to the scene. Does this sound familiar, guys? Remember Michael Lank called back to the scene? Oh, yeah, Michael Lank. I'm Jen McCabe, and I just remembered. Karen said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Actually, she didn't even say that time. She said, she might have said she could have hit him. I just wanted you to know that. That was what originally was in the police report, not the whole I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, because that's ridiculous. All right. So they believe they have the operator of the vehicle on their front lawn, the dispatcher says. So the person who was calling in that day said, we think we have the driver. Rafferty said the department received a call from a passing motorist that there was a person sleeping on a lawn of a home near the accident scene. Sleeping. Officers returned to find the deceased Casey with major trauma, she said. See how these things are similar? Rafferty did not specify the exact addresses of the crash location or the site of Casey. She did not say whether it appeared Casey was ejected from the vehicle because his injuries did not appear that he had been ejected from a vehicle. His his injuries are very similar to those that John sustained. Just saying. So this might not have been the Alberts' first rodeo, the Mick Alberts' first rodeo. John O'Keefe might not have been their first rodeo of leaving bodies on lawns. So Rafferty did not. She also said that the vehicle in the crash was previously involved in a hit and run earlier that morning. That's interesting. So Rafferty says the vehicle in the crash was previously involved in a hit and run earlier that morning. The car sideswiped a Canton resident in Stoughton, she said, and then fled at a high rate of speed. Someone else have been driving his car? Could he have been drinking buddies with one of the McAlbert kids or Albert kids? Because at that point, it's not even the mix. The McCabe's aren't. Whoops, the McCabe's aren't living right down the street, although they probably live close to. Who knows? But this is the street that Colin and his older thug brothers also live on. So I don't know. Was this Craig Casey the same age as one of the brothers? Was he out drinking one night and driving back home together and something happened and who knows? I don't know. But what I do know, it's strange that another body with injuries similar to John's shows up on a body or on the lawn right by John's home in Collins. All right, so she also said that the vehicle in the crash was previously involved. Sideswipe, okay, the car sideswiped a Canton resident. A Canton resident. So not a residence, a person. Stoughton police responded to that crash at Central and Island Streets at 5:12. Just 3 minutes later, the Pleasant Street crash in Canton. Is that even possible to get from these other streets to this street in 3 minutes? Just 3 minutes later, the Pleasant Street crash in Canton was reported to police exactly 2 miles from the scene of the Stoughton hit and run. Okay. Canton Police Chief Kenneth Berkowitz did not respond to an Enterprise request for comment Wednesday. I don't believe that this is solved. I don't believe, I think that it's not, I don't think it's even an open case because I think that it's, it was considered an accident, a hit and run, whatever, or well, they thought it was a hit and run first initially. Um, so it's hard to say, Why did my screen just go black? There we go. Nope, come back. Um, so it's hard to say. Uh, Hopefully, there's some kind of maybe they reopen an investigation. This is Craig Casey, by the way. I wanted to show you guys a picture of him. This is really small. Uh, that's not helping but that much, but a little bit. All right, let's better. All right, so Craig Casey, this is his obituary. I just wanted to give you guys a little. See, I mean, he's like a younger guy. He could be an Albert friend. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm speculating, but is it possible that maybe John O'Keefe's staging was not the first time that they did that? All right, so this says Craig Casey, Craig M. Casey of Stoughton, formerly of Dedham, December 24th, 2018. That's awful to be on a holiday like that, too. Devoted son of Denise Riley of Dedham and William J. Casey and his wife Teresa A. of Foxborough, loving brother of Brian P. Casey of West Roxbury, and Sean W. Casey of Stoughton. Anyone who knew Craig knew he would light up the room with his presence, his funny personality, charming and dimpled smile, and warm heart. He spread his love and joy wherever he went. He will forever leave a mark on each one of our lives. And then they have the funeral information, and if you want to, you can visit his obituary also from the Boston Globe and plant a tree in his memory by clicking on the sympathy store on this page. So that is, this was a quick one. I just wanted to give you guys an update on Turtle Boy, even though we don't have much to update on now. And then I wanted to give you this story about Craig Casey and how bizarre and how many parallels there are to his case and John O'Keefe's. It's pretty crazy, right? I mean, he was found right near John O'Keefe's front lawn, which John was found on Brian Albert's front lawn, and everyone's like, well, why would they put him on his own lawn if they did it? Well, it was in the middle of a blizzard. Who would think to do that? Anyone would think it, you know, well, they wanted it, first of all, I think they wanted to pin it on Lucky, the plow driver, but also I think, Brian may have been thinking, or maybe he was just too cocky and thinking that he would never be touched, but he could have been thinking like, well, that's a good way to make it seem like, well, why would I put a body on my own lawn? Like I would never do that. Who would do that to frame someone else or whatever, or to cover up something? So, some kind of dumb argument like that. But anyways, so much in this case, and so many things related in the town of Canton and neighboring towns. Let me know what you guys think of this video, what you guys think of Casey, what you think of if you have more information about the investigation in this or his autopsy or know something about this, please feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you because I could do an update and let everybody know what's going on with this because I feel like it's unfinished. I want to know more. I feel like to them, they just, it was never even an investigation. It was it was an accident. Um, I wonder if they did a toxicology. I have so many questions about this, but I don't know if we'll ever know. If you guys know anything, please let me know. And let me know what you think about this case and all of it regarding Canton and Norfolk, Massachusetts. I will see you guys in the next one. Please take care. Hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see you. Bye, guys.